So how long has your leopard gecko not been eating? You probably offered him crickets, mealworms, waxworms, roaches, superworms, and he's still not eating, right? Well, it sounds like you could use some free vet advice. Well, let's talk about why your leopard gecko isn't eating and what you can do about it, as well as what you can fix on your own and when it's time to see a vet. So today I'm going to tell you 10 things that you can check at home that may help determine why your leopard gecko isn't eating. So let's do this. All right, number 1, check the temperature. First of all, leopard geckos are reptiles. This means their internal body temperature and their immune system is highly dependent on environmental temperatures, which is up to you as a pet owner to provide. In this case, we're talking about the deserts and dry savannas of Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India. So try to provide a temperature gradient ranging from about 90 degrees to about 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So get an accurate thermometer and double check those temperatures. And remember, just because leopard geckos live in desert areas doesn't always mean they do well with sand as a substrate.
I don't like sand.
And you know what they say about sand?
It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Number 2, feces. Appropriate, huh? If your leopard gecko's not eating, you need to check the feces regularly. This could range from not seeing any feces because they're not eating, to seeing diarrhea, or even feces that has some blood in it. There are a lot of microscopic parasites that your leopard gecko can have. Some of these can be easily treated, and some not so much. So make sure you see your vet, and chances are your veterinarian's gonna want you to bring in a fresh fecal sample.
Ew.
Because we're kind of into that. Number 3, hide boxes. Even though he's a predator, your leopard gecko is prey for many animals. So he's gonna need a place to hide. If your leopard gecko doesn't have a place to hide in the tank, he can soon become stressed out. And that could also be a sign why he's not eating. Leopard geckos are also nocturnal, so they're not gonna appreciate you grabbing them in the middle of the day and forcing them to interact with you. Their hide area should be a safe place. So when they're in there, do not disturb. And remember, what happens in the hide box stays in the hide box.
Yeah, baby.
Number 4, prey size. Even though you're probably offering crickets, mealworms, roaches to your leopard gecko, it may be the wrong size. For example, if those crickets are too small, they may not satisfy your leopard gecko's nutritional needs. On the other hand, if that prey item is way too big, your leopard gecko may not be able to eat, and therefore he's not getting proper nutrition. Number 5, humidity. Yes, leopard geckos like to live in a dry environment, but they also do well if you provide them with a small area that serves as a burrow that has high humidity. If your leopard gecko doesn't get the humidity it needs, it will start to show signs of bad sheds and dehydration. So get some sphagnum moss or a similar substrate and make a humidity box for them. And don't forget to mist it daily. You want that little burrow nice and humid.
Moist in.
Number 6, the coelom. The coelom is a veterinary term for a leopard gecko's abdomen. If your leopard gecko is not eating, you want to check out his coelom. Signs to look out for can include distension, discoloration, swelling, pain. Why do geckos get a distended abdomen? It could be anything from a sand impaction, bladder stones, or it's possible your little leopard gecko is egg-bound. And if you were certain it was a male, well, maybe those femoral pores weren't as big as you thought they were. Or
I found a way.
Number 7, check their mouth. One obvious reason why your leopard gecko may not be eating is that there's something wrong with his mouth. Leopard geckos can be very prone to a condition called stomatitis, or what many people call mouth rot. The good news is that's probably your reason for him not eating. Be very gentle, but if your leopard gecko will allow you to look in the mouth, you might see signs of inflammation, infection, swelling, and if you see something in your leopard gecko's mouth that smells really bad, get him to a vet.
It's heavy.
Number 8, check the toes. As I mentioned before, leopard geckos can have problems with shedding, but if they don't shed properly, it can wrap around their little digits, causing pain, constriction, loss of blood flow, infection, and eventually they're gonna lose their digit. So carefully inspect those little toes and make sure that's not the problem. Number 9, check the eyes. One of the reasons your leopard gecko may not eat is they can have problems with their eyes. And if they can't see their prey, they're not gonna be able to catch a cricket hopping away. So if you look in their eyes and you notice any cloudiness, inflammation, redness, that's probably why they're not eating. One of the common causes of this condition is a lack of proper humidity and vitamin A deficiency. So provide them with that humidity box we talked about and talk to your vet about proper vitamin supplementation for your gecko. And chances are, as soon as those eyes clear up, your gecko will get back to regular feeding again. Number 10, check your leopard gecko's activity. Is he active? Is he lethargic? If he's just laying around like a teenager during quarantine, something's probably wrong.
Okay, boomer.
Your leopard gecko is nocturnal, so if he's not active during the day, that's okay. But at night, he should be active. And one of the biggest concerns with leopard geckos, especially if they're not getting vitamins and calcium regularly, is nutritional secondary hyperparathyroidism, also known as MBD, metabolic bone disease. This is a medical emergency, and you can't treat it on your own. So again, for your gecko's sake, find a qualified reptile vet. The sooner you begin treatment for this, the better the outcomes. So let's sum this up. So if your leopard gecko hasn't eaten in a while, and you've already made the corrections with temperature and humidity, and you're seeing any of those symptoms that we talked about in this video, then it's time to see a reptile vet. Your reptile vet may be able to find things that you can't find.
These are dilated. Take a look. It's okay.
The sooner you see your vet, the sooner you can get your little leopard gecko to start eating and feeling healthy again. Hey, did you like the video? Well, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. And check out these videos for some other ways to keep your reptiles happy and healthy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.